Kia ora whānau, hope you're all doing well. I have been feeling for a little bit for the last few weeks to jump on here or record a little video talking about the importance of ancestral protection. Source and my ancestors have, I guess, put it on my heart to share a little bit about why connecting with our ancestors is protection and why we need and want that protection. I'm not exactly sure because there are so many different ways that we can receive this protection through connecting to our ancestors, or our divine ancestors, that is. So I'm not particularly sure what source wants to talk about today. I've pulled a few cards and I might still pull some tarot cards to see what specific messages source has for us in terms of this ancestral protection, and why it's necessary. But yeah, I'm always talking about this. I'm always talking about ancestral healing, ancestral connection, and how important it is for various reasons. If you're not sure what an ancestor is, if you don't know about connecting with your ancestors in general, we have a resource for that called Insu, which translates to water, and called Ancestral Waters, Insu, Ancestral Waters. This resource talks all about what an ancestor is, talks about why it is important, like the foundations of this, and it also provides it also includes a Yoruba water ritual that I have permission to share with you all. So if you are after that resource, that's now available on our website. So the link for that will be in the description. Yeah, so let's just get into whatever source has for us. Like I said, I don't know apart from the cards that I have just pulled, and we'll continue to pull some more. Yeah, so the cards that I have pulled today are Salamanders, Four of Fire, and Karma. And then we had Five of Water on the base of the deck. So firstly, I'm hearing source say like ancestral protection for us right now is really, really important. And this isn't just this is for literally everyone, not just like, this is for people that haven't connected yet. This is for people that are already connecting. This is for everyone, or this affirmation. And I'm seeing with these cards, the reason that ancestral protection is so important right now is actually a lot to do with our mental health as well. The Salamanders card is a lot about, I guess, therapy. Doesn't have to be talking therapy, but can be something that is therapeutic or someone that is therapeutic. I'm seeing that it's important for us to like connect with our ancestors through conversation, and I wouldn't say they're asking us to treat them like they are our therapists. But I am hearing that our ancestors want to nurture and counsel us through protection. So currently at this time, ancestral protection is really important because for our mental health, for our self-confidence as well, and to contain our life force, our fire. Like, as you can see, this salamander is just made up of flames, but is like grounded on this perch. And so I'm seeing that for us, like the more that we're connecting, the more grounded we are. Our passions are grounded, our emotions are grounded. And I'm seeing, yeah, a lot of us need to actually be talking to our ancestors more. That doesn't have to be out loud. You can, if you feel comfortable, like talking, we talk to ourselves out loud all the time. You can do that with your ancestors. Or you can also journal. Journaling is a really nice way to connect. And so I'm seeing us sharing more about what's on our heart, what we're feeling. And again, that ancestral connection is a relationship. It's building a friendship. It's building connection. You could have an ancestor that is from your blood that has passed away, that you didn't get to spend I was going to say enough time with, or it might feel like you didn't get to spend enough time with them on in the physical realm. You can still connect in the spiritual realm. Obviously, being careful with which ancestors we are connecting with, using your own discernment to know which ancestor is a higher ancestor or not. I'm not going to get too deep into that today. Maybe I will in another video. But yeah, I'm seeing that our ancestors want to counsel and nurture us. And with Four of Fire and Karma, they're saying that this ancestral protection is firstly important for our purpose and our destiny, and we're meant to be connected and protected by them. I'm also seeing that ancestral protection and connection brings us into gratitude, but with the Four, I'm kind of seeing it like I'm hearing routinely, or regularly. So connecting with our ancestors and building that intimacy is actually allowing us to regularly and routinely be grateful. And we know that a part of this experience on earth is to experience that deep gratitude for what we have, no matter what, regardless of what we feel like we don't have, you know. I'm also seeing reminders of this ancestral protection being important because it's helping us close out cycles. Yeah, again, I'm hearing particularly to do with mental health. And it's interesting because we had the Five of Water at the base of the deck. So this can be to do with emotional loss and grief. So our ancestors, particularly at this time, and just generally, whenever you're watching this, want to help us in our lives process loss and grief. And I'm being particularly brought to reflect, or not in myself, but in my mind right now, I'm kind of seeing like the different generations, and you know how the generations before us may have processed grief. Obviously, each individual is different, but we know the common themes surrounding that, and it can be very particularly hard to process loss or grief or even emotional shifts and manage our emotions in general. So I'm seeing that our ancestors want to help us manage our emotions, manage our mental health, stay in gratitude, stay in stability, and not just with them, with each other as well. And stay in that balanced place within our destiny. So yeah, particularly if some of us are going through loss or a lot of emotional shifts or whatever, sources saying, again, yeah, connecting and speaking, journaling, affirming ourselves. Looks like that is something that's going to bring like healing for us, and allow us to be, there's Eight of Earth, Undines and Mermaids, that's Queen of Cups, and Temperance, the Guardian Angel. For the long term, this ancestral protection is helping us be focused on what we want for the long term, and also heal the things we need to long term, while also having compassion for ourselves. Yeah, Four of Swords, lots of like rest that our ancestors are wanting to provide for us, especially when it comes to our traumas, our triggers, lack. Let's see what else they have to say. What other messages do you have for us, the collective? Now, when it comes to ancestral protection. So now we have, so this is Queen of Swords and Two of Swords, or Fairies and Sylphs and Two of Air. So yeah, there's reminders here as well that connecting in with our ancestors and asking for that protection as well. So asking for that protection can also just look like Samai for Tupuna ancestors. This morning I ask for you all to protect me as I move through the day. Also help me with my discernment. Queen of Swords is a very discerning energy. Can see through things that maybe others can't see through. And Queen of Swords is also very, very straight up. So I'm seeing in like any indecisiveness that through this ancestral protection and through asking for it, we're able to receive help with our decisions, our discernment. Yeah, our confidence when it comes to our clarity of mind as well. And also, I'm seeing that when we are connecting ancestrally and asking for that protection, we're given discernment in regards to relating to others, because this card, Two of Air, in this deck particularly reminds me of like the mirrors that we have with each other. So meeting someone that you feel familiar with, or a friend, you know. I wanted to say, something like fam recognize fam, or you know how that saying gets said for like different things. So yeah, I even want to say like when you meet someone where you feel like you're so, it's familiar, or you have certain mirrors with, it might not even be like a crazy, end up being a crazy close connection, but just the people that we come across, the mirrors that we come across on the daily, our ancestors are wanting to offer us protection with, in regards to relating to each other and dealing with these mirrors. So as things come up in our minds and our conversation, we're able to be honest with ourselves, be discerning in our connections as well, and decide like what mirrors, or decide and see what things are being reflected to us from the people that we are connecting with. Because I'm hearing like this, there could be something that's missing, or there could be something that we are missing when it comes to the mirrors that we have with the people that we're connecting with. And this can be in any way, in friendship, in romance, in work. Yeah, so Source is wanting to offer us discernment and is saying this protection that we put up, this regular protection, this protection that's a part of our routine, is offering us these things, and for us to not take that protection for granted. We have Three of Fire at the base of the deck. So I'm seeing like Source remind us that the decisions that we make, the things that we connect with, the thoughts that we connect with, have the power to grow and expand us. So Source and our ancestors want to offer this wisdom to us, so we can expand in positive ways, in ways that are actually going to fuel our success in emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. I also feel like Source, this ancestral protection, or activating this ancestral protection in our lives, is also going to help us release any people, places, or things, or past memories as well that we have of hurt or heartache or any wounds. But there's something that I'm hearing there's a key that we're missing. Obviously this isn't going to relate to every single person. Yeah, whoever hears that and it resonates with you will know. I I also wanted to say, like, the reason that I'm doing this video is because I actually had a dream of me recording this video. And yeah, I also just feel like that it's really important right now for us to activate that Indigenous knowledge that we have, and that within our ancestral connection. The reason that we have these tools and we know these things is to use them and to utilize them, not to take them for granted, or not to neglect them or neglect that part of ourselves. There's reminders here that ancestral protection is spiritual hygiene as well. So if you imagine you're cleaning up your space physically, this is the same way that you're cleaning up your energy field. So if you aren't doing these protection things, you're just leaving like just trash everywhere, you know. And if you think about it like that, that helps, you know. Again, like ancestral, protecting yourself ancestrally can look like burning incense, saging, or not particularly sage, but smudging, using herbs to cleanse your space. It can mean lighting a candle on your altar. It can mean making sure that you're going out into nature to reset your energy. It can mean connecting to your ancestors through a traditional cultural practice that you know really resonates with you and your being. What is it that you personally need to do to amplify the protection around you spiritually? And where do you feel like you've been neglecting that? And why is that you've been neglecting that? Yeah. And if you haven't been neglecting it, what other things can you add into your ancestral protection regularly that can bring some fresh energies into your space? And when I say space, I don't mean your physical space. I mean your like energy field, or your spirit, your life force. Another form of ancestral protection I see to mention is calling your power back. So regularly I will speak out loud. I call my power, my ashe, my modi, my life force back from the north, south, east, west, to be supported and uplifted in you, higher source, divine ancestors, and grounded in you, Asasiya, Papatunuku, earth, ashe, so be it. It can be as simple as that. That's a super, super powerful prayer, even when, especially particularly saying that, going outside, speaking that to the winds as well. I'm also just seeing, you know, when we're not protected, we attract all sorts of things. It doesn't really matter, like, you could be any kind of person. It doesn't matter, like, you could be vibing high, you know, like, but you could still attract some, I don't know, like fucked up energies or situations, or because this is the reality. And so to like minimize that as well, that's why we protect ourselves. Again, like that mental health, like keeping us grounded, keeping our life force intact, keeping us mentally, emotionally, spiritually healthy, you know. And I'm also seeing and hearing something about family here, because 4 of Earth really reminds me of family, home, stability. 4 of Fire, sorry. And so Source is reminding me that this is something that we're meant to pass down to our family, this stability, this ancestral protection, you know. So that the protection that we are speaking over ourselves, or I want to say actioning, like doing and ritual and prayer and affirmation, whatever it may be, is not just covering us, it's covering our kids, it's covering the next generation, it's covering whatever is going to come from us, even our creative projects, our ideas, whatever we're giving birth to. So it's really fucking important for us not to take that for granted right now. And I'm saying this to people that are especially particularly on the ancestral journey already, like already in it. I feel like Source is encouraging us to, I don't know if I would say level up, but just fall a little bit deeper into that intimacy and add a little bit more extra ancestor time to our day-to-day, because it's really going to pay off and we're going to feel a lot more grateful, we're going to feel a lot more grounded, our passions, even our like, I want to say like rage or frustrations will simmer down as well, and we'll have that balance that's actually creating, like I said, I don't like using the word karma, but I feel like we'll be creating that positive flow of karma, not just for us, but for our whānau and our community. And whānau doesn't have to be blood as well. It can just be our loved ones around us. These things still affect everyone, you know. Okay, I will end this reading by pulling... Cute, there's a little kotare kingfisher just staring at me. Hi! I'll end this reading on pulling maybe just what ancestral messages of love Source has for us to end this. What ancestral messages of love do you have for us to collect at this time? What ancestral messages of love do you have for us to collect at this time? We have Seven of Earth. So this is a card of investment. So this is Source wanting us to reflect a little bit on what practices we're invested in. And this is also encouragement for us to continue to plant the seeds that we want to see grow and nurture what we're already growing. This is also, I'm seeing that there's reminders here of the responsibility we have. You know, if you've chosen to be on the ancestral journey, and I'm not even saying like you've gone and told anyone this, just in yourself, knowing that this is the choice that you've made, like I connect with my ancestors intentionally. It's important for us to remember the responsibility that comes with that, you know, for us to look back at the past generations and look at what has been planted for us that we're eating of, and to look at how we want to carry those things forward. This is just making me think of the Adinkra symbol Sankofa, which literally is about the past, present, and the future, knowing where we've come from, knowing what we want to repeat, what we don't want to repeat, and moving forward with the future generations literally in our mouth, you know. So I'm also hearing the things that we pray, the things that we affirm, the ideas that we invest in right now are very, very crucial for our growth. Seven of Earth to me is also about perseverance, you know. This isn't like the quickest card. Earth in the tarot is not the quickest. So the things that we are trying to achieve may not even be seen within our lifetime, but that doesn't mean that we should just think that the things that we're doing or the choices that we make, I even want to say like the wisdoms that we choose. So the things that we choose for ourselves that might seem small or might go unrecognized by people around us or unnoticed are actually really crucial decisions and things that are really going to grow. So yeah, there's also the couple at the base of the deck. So that's also, for me, that's about a choice. So it's important for us to choose what we invest in. And that can even talk about relationships as well. What kind of relationships are we investing in regards to like our ancestral patterns? So some of us might need to look at I don't like to say that, generational curses. So that can just be like patterns that have been replaying themselves over and over in our family line. You'll notice that by noting how your parents, your grandparents, however their relationships were to each other, and looking at what's repeating now in your immediate kind of circle, and what you would like to continue to invest in and what you don't want to. You have a choice, and Source is reminding us that we have a choice of what we want to create, essentially. Yeah, and again, I feel like there's so much like emotional fulfillment that can come from this, but it is important for us to be compassionate with ourselves through the process and like just give ourselves that nurture. And I'm hearing feminine nurture, so more so of a important for us to receive as well, whatever that means. Yeah, and work slowly towards these goals. Some of us also might need to be like actually saving money for something. There might be something that we're planning that is going to benefit our ancestry or the next generation or community or whatever, that we need to put something physical away for. Or there might be something that we need to invest back into. Yeah, so I think I will leave that there for now, because I feel like there's a lot to like digest on from that. And I really encourage you all to, and I've been doing this as well, like grab your journals, grab your old journals as well if you have them, your old notes on your phone, wherever you like chuck all your feels and your ideas and things that you have been moving through in the past few years, and looking at those things and readjusting your investments and realigning yourself and bringing your ancestors into, again, your routine, and the way that you think, or the way that I'm hearing, the way that we think about the future, and also again how we're investing physically. And this can really be to do with money as well. Okay, fine, I'll leave that there. Sending you all heaps and heaps of love. If you have any questions about like anything that I have just said, please don't hesitate to like comment down below. I'm really open to sharing more or answering any questions that any of you might have. And again, if you're after that resource, Ensure Ancestral Waters, if you're wanting to know just the basics of ancestral connection, that resource is now available on my site. So we will link that in the description. If you're wanting a personal ancestral reading, please feel free to reach out to me at nyamejia444@gmail.com. I'll put that up here, and that's also in the description too. So yeah, sending you all heaps of love, and I will talk to you soon.